probably have already turned in up to this point. If you haven't turned them in, then we want them today before you leave. Okay, we have to have these today. Hi, Yvette and Jesus. Yeah, go ahead and grab those right there, and then take a seat next to Ernie over here. So the first four you should probably have already turned in. It's if you're eligible for the FAFSA, you have to complete a SAR, which is turn in a SAR, which is the student aid report. You may have turned this in when you applied, but we're asking for an updated one because what happened was a lot of people completed the FAFSA before they did their taxes, and so it changed their EFC when they updated it. And a lot of people only gave us the confirmation page, but we actually need the whole SAR. So we're asking for you to turn that in, even if you turned it in with your application. The next thing is the Pathways to Success award letter. This is the letter you would have received in the mail that basically said, you may have received it from Casa San Bernardino or you received it from us or one of the partners, that basically said you got the scholarship and it listed some requirements and then you had to sign it and send back a sheet to us. So that was the award letter. The next one is your financial aid award letter. So that is the letter that your school actually gives you that lists all of the financial aid that you're going to receive from the school. So it will list Cal Grant, it will list a Pell Grant if you get that, a bond fee waiver. And you'll only have this if you fill out the FAFSA as well. If you didn't fill out the FAFSA, then they won't have one for you on file. But if you did fill out the FAFSA, then your university should have sent it to you already. The only school that's the exception is CUD. They don't have theirs out yet. I think that they're supposed to be out by this week. But every other school should have their financial aid award letter. And then the final one that you should have turned in already is your fall schedule of classes, showing us that you have 12 units. What a lot of people have been doing is they've been sending that the view, that's kind of like the weekly view, so it shows like what hours and days you have classes, and that view doesn't tell us how many units you're enrolled with, so just make sure whatever you send us gives us the units that you're enrolled with as well. Okay. So that all that stuff should be turned in already. And then from this point on, question?
I haven't done my classes yet.
Okay.
So.
Where are you going? You're going to
San Diego.
Have you not gone to orientation yet?
No.
When are you going?
September 16th, sorry.
16th. Okay, so I'll make that notation before you leave that you don't have classes yet, and then we'll just have it, and then as soon as you do get classes, then just send it to us. Okay. Anybody else not have classes yet? Everyone else is good. Okay. The next thing, so every semester or quarter, if you're on the quarter system, we're going to need a copy of your grades, even the spring. So what happened too is a lot of people said, oh, well, I didn't reapply for your scholarship, or I'm not getting your scholarship again next year. We still really want your grades for every single semester because it helps us keep data and it helps us to advocate for you to get a scholarship in the future. So we need your grades for every single semester or quarter. This next one, hopefully none of you will have to give this to us, but for some reason if you fall below that 2.0 GPA, your university gives you a probation letter, and we would need a copy of that probation letter if we're going to continue to work with you and give you a scholarship. Okay. And then the final thing, we have this program called the Orange and Gray program, and basically it's our way of kind of tracking what you do and how you're doing for a semester, and if there's anything that's going on that we can help intervene or resources that we can point you towards. So you have to fill out 4 a year, so 2 a semester, they're to be sent to you through email right now. We're trying to hook it up onto our website so you can actually fill it all online and not have to worry about sending in an attachment. We have it on email right now, but hopefully it will be available to be done online in the future. But we'll let you know when it's due and send it to you and give you that information. For those of you who are returning, we know that last year's Orange and Gray programs were a little bit catered to first-year students, and they were kind of a little bit repetitive. So we're working really hard to make sure that they're more usable for you as well, so that it's not only for our benefit, but that it's also for your benefit. So we're working on that. If you have suggestions, we definitely would love to take them, but they are going to continue, and you do have to do them this year in order to get your money for the following semester. Any questions so far on this stuff? Okay, so this is all of the stuff that was required of you. I know it kind of sounds like a lot, but once you get through like this summer and getting us all these initial documents, you only need 3 things: schedule, classes, grades, and Orange and Gray forms from this point on. Okay, kind of went over that already. One thing that I do, I think I said this already, but I just want to make sure you know, Again, if you fall below 1.5 GPA in this next semester, we will not be able to issue you money for the spring, so you definitely don't even want to be in trouble falling below that 2.0, but definitely below 1.5, we won't be able to help you, okay? Okay, so those of you who are returning students, this is a list of the documents that you should have turned in to us from last year. We are going to hold your fall money if any of this stuff is missing, so this is only for returning people who were you picked up last year. So if you were on the semester system, you should have turned in fall grades, you should have turned in spring grades, you should have turned in 4 orange and gray forms, last year's financial aid award letter if you had one, and then the MOS form, which was the form that said whether or not you wanted a mentor. Okay, we're being a little bit lenient on these orange and gray forms. If you didn't turn in some in the past, we only want the June orange and gray form right now. So if you haven't turned that in, we still want it. And we absolutely definitely need fall and spring grades. I think everyone in here is good. I think you've all turned in here, so I think you guys loved it. If you did get a financial aid award letter last year and you never gave it to us, we're still collecting that information. CAF wants some of the data on how much you got in Pell Grant and how much you got in Cal Grant, and we don't have it for everyone. So if you didn't give us a financial aid award letter last year, if you could give us that, that'd be good. Okay, and quarter students, it's pretty much the same thing. The only extra thing that you had was an extra grade report that you had to send us because you obviously had 3 quarters. Okay, and then I went over this already, but you should have turned in at this point notification that you're accepting our scholarship, student aid report, fall schedule, and then your aid report from your university listing what financial aid you have. Any questions so far on the stuff that's required? No? Okay. So next one. Okay, so that's the stuff that you have to do. Absolutely, if you don't do it, you won't get your spring check, you won't get your fall check, your money won't be there when you're expecting it to be, and you go to pick up your check, okay? All the extra stuff that we do throughout the year is not mandatory, it's all just extra for you, stuff that we think you benefit from that would help you, whether it's in your career or whether it's in your academics and to help you study and things like that. So what we do offer is every other Friday we have a list of different workshops that we offer. Alex and I are usually the ones who facilitate those workshops. We're also bringing in this year a lot of outside presenters to help with some their area of expertise. So for example, applying to graduate school if you're thinking about going to grad school at some point. Job and interviewing skills if you're looking for a job because you're graduating and you need those interviewing skills. So we're going to bring in some outside presenters as well. This year we've been struggling a little bit with our mentoring program, mostly because we haven't had enough people from the community step up and join and want to be mentors for the mentoring program. So what's happening with that is that we're still actively recruiting mentors to actually pair all of our students with, but we're going to be having a lot more group mentoring nights this year. So what that's going to look like, we have our first one tomorrow night from 5 to 6:30. If you can all make it, it'd be great. We're inviting every single mentor that we have on our database to come out and all of our students. And it's basically going to be like an informal, social, speed networking kind of event where you're going to be able to kind of go around and talk to all the different mentors that we have. And so you can see who is really interesting to you and who maybe you want to be matched with if you haven't been matched with a mentor already. And there'll be some food and just an opportunity for you to interact with some of the professionals in the area that maybe are in the career that you want to go into. And then what's going to happen is every month we're going to have a different theme focus. So one month it might be careers in education, another month it might be careers in healthcare, another month it might be careers in business. So each month is going to have a focus, and we're going to have a night where we're going to bring in professionals in that career where you can come and interact with them and hear what they have to say about their career and how they got there. Another thing that we do is a lot of social events. So we just had one this past Saturday at the park, just a potluck. We had a holiday party last year, which we'll probably have again this year. Some just social events for you to come and interact with different scholarship recipients and get to meet one another, because we really believe that your best resource is each other. So just a way for you to kind of interact and meet with each other. And throughout the year, all kinds of things come up. We have a actual television show that we're starting this year. We just had a casting call for it. I'm sure some of you got the email. So throughout the year, all kinds of things come up that we kind of organize at the last minute, and we'll let you know about through email. That's usually our best way of communication is through email. But we're also going to post it on a calendar of schedules that will be on our website that you can check out. So all of this stuff is extra. None of it you're required to come to. It's just because we think that it would benefit you. We especially know if you're in Redlands or you're in San Diego